Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Cleaned off my desk. I did not clean underneath my desk. Oops. We got the tapestry up. Things are looking up. I've managed to keep my room clean for over a week, which, how? We're not gonna look in the corners because there's some boxes for some projects. We don't need to talk about it. We don't need to talk about it. But it is currently Easter Sunday, and we are all still in a quarantine nightmare. So I'm not going to Easter dinner anywhere, but I figured I could still do some kind of makeup look. I'm also gonna try and get this video to be a voiceover, just because if I sit there and I try and actually like talk you through everything I'm doing, we'll be here for 2 hours, and that's boring ass footage to edit of 2 hours of me talking. Also, I can't do my makeup in silence. What's my hair doing here? It's very appropriate that my hair doesn't know what the hell it's doing because I have Mikey from Glam and Gore on the channel, on the TV, so that I can have any kind of background noise. So of course my hair doesn't know what it's doing right now, because when does Mikey's in a tutorial? Ever. So we're gonna do some makeup. I have no idea what look we're gonna do. I'm probably gonna do my brows off camera. Maybe we'll do a brow tutorial for you guys tomorrow. That'll be interesting. Whew. Let's get this started. What? Also, please ignore the fact that I have clearly shaved off the tails of my eyebrows. Eyebrows will be a whole other video. We'll discuss my eyebrows then. Okay? Okay, good talk. Good talk. All right, so brows are on. They're not my best brow. I don't really know. Like, they look fine. They're passable. They're not my best brow. It's fine. This is fine. But I still don't know what eye look I want to do. I kind of want to play with some of the colors in the original Jaclyn Hill palette, solely because I haven't busted this palette out in a while, and I don't know. I feel like I should get some use out of it. I'm just not, and I'm sure this is just like the fact that like I have been putting on makeup to go literally nowhere. It's kind of just been like bringing my energy and my creativity down a little bit, which is kind of why I continuously want to play with makeup, just so I don't completely fall off of, you know, one of the things that has ever made me the happiest in my life. So I'm still thinking. Let's do base and we'll figure it out. Let's do our base. All right, so we are going ahead and just prepping the skin really quick. We're using the C-esta serum, just for a little bit of brightening and moisture into the skin. Hi, Mikey. And then after that, we're going in with the Florence by Mills Look Alive Eye Balm. New product to me. This is the first time I'm using it, so it felt really nice under my eyes. And then when I went and took pictures after this look was complete, I noticed that my eyes didn't look nearly as puffy and sunken in at the same time, which is a weird combination, but they looked a lot better and they didn't feel nearly as dry either while I was blending out powders underneath my eyes. So that was a really nice bonus. I'll keep you guys updated on how I'm liking it, but as of right now, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. What am I doing here? After that, we're going to go in with the Marini sunscreen. Just going to go quickly in, just adding another layer. I usually add sunscreen to my skin prep regardless, unless it's like 10 o'clock at night and I know there's no reason to put on sunscreen. It's really the only time I'll ever skip that. But after this, we're just going to use some primer, and this is, I think it's called the Goddess Glow Primer from Makeup Revolution. I'm not entirely sure, but I will have it listed in the description box for you guys so that you can check it out if you want to. All right, so next we're going to go in with the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. Again, not sure off the top of my head what the shade is, but I will, of course, have that listed in the description box for you. And before you say anything in the comments, I know it's a little bit dark for my skin. Trust me, I see it, but also it's fine. It ends up working out once I have concealer, powder, and everything. Usually if your foundation's off by like a shade or like a shade and a half, you can usually work it out with powder, concealer, bronzer, all of that by the end. The really good thing with this foundation, and the main reason that I will keep it, is because it feels really nice on my skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel cakey. I didn't have any issues with that whatsoever. It played really well with all of like my tried and true favorites and some other new products that I also got in with this, so it really fits well into the family. Plus, this color is usually what my summertime color is, and since it's April in Florida, summertime is here. So as soon as I get a little bit of extra color, you're not even going to be able to tell that it's a little too dark. So all right, so next we're going to go in with concealer. This is the matching concealer to the foundation. So we are just going to go and put this underneath our eyes, our forehead, nose, chin, and I believe a little bit of my Cupid's bow. I did this in more places than I usually highlight with concealer, just because the foundation was a little off. So I wanted to go ahead and add a little bit of brightness back into the face so it wasn't flat everywhere except for underneath my eyes. We wanted to just pop a little bit of brightness. And I didn't mention it with the foundation, but for foundation and concealer both, I'm just blending them both out with a damp beauty sponge. This is one of the Morphe beauty sponges. It's, I think, the contour and highlight one, but I could be wrong. But it's one of my favorite beauty sponges. I don't really ever buy the actual beauty blender just because I feel like for a sponge, $20 is not within my budget. So we usually just go in with a cheaper dupe. I have some Real Technique ones as well, but the Morphe one, just the shape of it, is always going to be my favorite. All right, so now we're going to set our under eye. I'm just tapping out any concealer that may have creased out from underneath my eye, and then I'm going to go in with a It looks like a banana powder. It's a translucent powder, I promise. It's the Ofra Cosmetics Translucent Luxury Powder. I started in with the Real Techniques brush, but I ended up going in with a damp beauty sponge. Again, this is the Morphe, I really want to say it's the highlighting and contouring sponge, just because it helps me get right up to my lower lash line without having any issues. And then on top of that, it's so much faster to be able to pack that on. And I did this baking technique so that when I did my eyeshadow, I didn't have a crap ton of fallout ruin the makeup that I had spent up until this point probably 30 minutes on, because I kept watching TV instead of actually filming the look. So all right, so after all of our highlighted points are set, we're just going to go through and set the rest of the face. This is just the Urban Decay Velvetizer powder, which is a really nice, super lightweight powder, but it does take a lot of the excess shine away. I haven't had any issues with like flashback with either of these powders, so that's really good. I just wanted to make sure that like my bronzer didn't skip as I was applying it, because sometimes my bronzer hates my skin and just wants to be patchy, and I can usually avoid that with setting my face. I'm not a matte girl, so I don't necessarily want my skin to be mattified, but sometimes to avoid patchy bronzer, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so after all of our face is set, we're going to go through and bronze the face. This is the Morphe Brontour bronzer in the shade Vlogger. I think that name is hilarious and have thought it long before I started my YouTube channel. But we're just going to go in, pop that onto our cheeks, do a little bit of contouring. It's mostly just bronzing, just so I can get a little bit of color back in my face and, you know, disguise the mismatchy of what my skin is doing right now. There is going to be a little bit like of a jawline and chin contour, and of course I gotta bronze the forehead, because as that girl Shay so always likes to say, it makes me feel like a bad bitch, and why wouldn't I do it? So but we're just going to quickly do that. No nose contour, no like heavy chiseling of our jaw, of our cheekbones, just, you know, some color, dimension, all that jazz. Yeah. And then, of course, we have to go through and blend all of that out. So I'm going to blend all of the translucent powder off of my face, my bronzer, my jawline contour, all of that. The only thing that I'm not going to blend out is the top of that bronzer on my cheekbones and the under eye powder, because, again, I am leaving that under eye powder there so that I can catch any fallout from my eyeshadow. So I'm not quite sure what eye look I want to do yet still. I have an idea, but we're going to see how well I can accomplish it. Why does it, my hair looks so weird. I'm probably dyeing my hair back to a natural hair color here in the next like month to 2 months. Because I'm not vibing it. I'm really not. I feel like my crazy hair color days have come to an end, and I'm not prepared for that. I'm not prepared for that to end. All right, so for eyeshadow, I'm first going to take a Colourpop single eyeshadow in the shade Paper Tiger. We're just going to use that as our transition shade. It's kind of a muted yellow, almost brown in base, but it's a lot better for me to use this in any kind of more colorful look rather than using a more neutral brown or true brown for a transition shade, just because this blends easier with different colors. After we're done smoking that crease out, we're going to go in with another Colourpop single shadow, and that will be in the shade Bratty. It's a nice, very vibrant orange shade, and we're just going to use that to deepen up that crease a little bit, smoke it out, make it a little bit more blown out. I don't like super like clean looks. I like very blown out, very smoky looks, because they speak more to my soul, I guess. And then once we're done with that orange, once we've gotten that kind of blended to how we like it, we're going to take the Jaclyn Hill palette, and we're going to go into that really pretty royal blue shimmer shade. I believe it's called Twerk. And we're going to pack that all over the lid, blending it up a little bit into our crease. And we're just going to take our time packing the color on, blending it out, packing more color on, blending it out until it's just the way we like it. Alright, so I went ahead and finished the other eye off camera just to save time for filming, because this video is already forever long. So I went ahead and I just picked up one of my mascaras. I have 3 in rotation right now. This one is the Il Makiage Icon Mascara, just to go ahead and prep these lashes for falsies. I don't really ever care which mascara I use if I know I'm putting false lashes on, just because I'm just at this point trying to coat them to be as black as they can so they blend better into the falsies. But we're going to go ahead and put on lashes after this. I don't remember which lashes they are because I took them out of the package and threw the style name out the window, but they are from Eyelure. I just forget the actual style name, but if I find it, I will share it with you guys. And yes, I did have to take each lash off and reapply them at least once. Okay, so now that we've done lashes, and trust me, I'm going to keep fiddling with that one lash for the remainder of the video. Be warned, it's going to happen. Just accept it. Move on. This was not a good lash day for me. I've accepted it. But we're just going to dust off the rest of that powder so we can go ahead and do our lower lash line. We're just going to take the shade Twerk, the color that's all over our lid, drag that from our outer corner to about halfway through our eye, just on the lower lash line, just to kind of give it a little bit more of an edge. And then we're going to smoke that out with the shades Paper Tiger and Bratty as well, just to blend that line a little bit. Alright, so then we're just going to take some blush. This is just Nars Orgasm. I'm just going to pop that on my cheeks. I have a lot to say about this blush, but some of it is about to be said in the next clip, which I believe, I'm pretty sure the voiceover is done after this. So I don't really have much else to say except for like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that. But if you made it this far, you get a gold star for hanging out this long. Okay, so I'm gonna blend all this together, and I think we just have a lip to do. What lip do I want to do? We all know I'm doing a nude lip, right? Right? We're all aware? Okay. But first I am gonna take a little blender sponge and I am gonna spray it down. I'm gonna use a new setting spray. This is the Morphe Luminous setting spray. I'm just gonna dampen the sponge. It's already pretty wet because I cleaned them earlier, but ooh, that smells so good. It smells better than the regular continuous setting mist one too. And all I'm gonna do is tap this in, just push everything into my skin so that any powderiness or cakiness kind of just meshes into my skin. And I'm not the sponge isn't soaking wet, it's just enough to wear. It looks, ooh. The Nars Orgasm blush, that's a whole other video. I know it's nothing new and not really anything special anymore. So many other blushes have come out, but if I really wanted to forego highlight, I wouldn't have to put on highlight, but it's me and we're gonna put on some highlight. So you already know which highlighting palette we're using. Come on now. Come on. Which one do you want to use today? Daydream. Okay. Then once again, just gonna take that sponge, push that all into the skin, spray our face. That smells so good. And I'm just gonna take Cork and the Colourpop So Juicy lipstick. Or lip gloss. I've used this combination so many times. Y'all should for sure be sick of it. All I'm saying is that sounds like a gathering of way more than 10 people. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it's a little ridiculous in my backyard apparently right now. All right. So makeup is done. Yes, all that's left is outfit, wig, and then we're done. Alright guys, so this is the completed look. I would leave the audio for this video hanging out, but there are neighborhood children screaming in the background of this clip, and there are neighborhood children still screaming off and on as I've been trying to do the voiceover for this video. So you're getting what you're getting. But let me know what you guys thought. I will definitely let you guys know what's going on with my hair decision. I will probably actually be filming some of like the decision process and give you guys updates on how that's gonna go, just because it's gonna take a while for me to even get the stuff to do my hair because everything's closed. So, but I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.